Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another Optc video, and in today's video, we're hopping into the Kizuna clash against BEGE PEZ that has just dropped on Optc Global. So, we're over here on stream. Shout out to the guys in stream if you guys do want to join the streams. Keep an eye on the YouTube, I do schedule them. We normally stream every single Monday, but it is a bit sporadic throughout the week. So, in today's video, we are going to be testing the teams that I put together for you guys in yesterday's video, and we're going to see how those actual teams perform. So, let's just have a quick look over at the exchange shop. I'm pretty sure that Boa and Luffy have been added to this shop. Now, this is, oh, we can get some skulls too. So this shop's actually a really good addition. You can pick up some Rumble scrolls too for some of you endgame players. Plus, you have all of the old Kizuna units as well here. So now Luffy Boa's there. Kizuna, Okiku's great. Kizuna, Shirishiri's very good. The Moria's very, very good. Carrot. It's a lot of very good units and a lot of very good supports as well. The Buggy is also very, very good as well. So, like I said, in today's video, we are going to test the teams. So the first team that we are going to try is against the strength variation. And the first team is utilizing double sugar. Shout out to the person that has a limit break keyed sugar. Gotta love that. So let's hop in. So the beautiful thing about using sugar is on turn 1, when Nami gives us a full board of special rolls for our cerebrals, strikers, and I think fighters, we can actually use one of our sugar specials and actually just turn everyone into bears, which is really, really cool. Because in that way we can just blow through this particular stage. And then on the next turn, we should be able to use the sugar super type, if I'm not mistaken. So again, on stage 2, we come up against Monet. So Monet is actually going to special bind our entire crew for 4 turns, and with this particular team, we are actually going to go down. I can't remember what character is actually in the bottom left hand corner, bottom right hand corner there to remove the special bind. I guess we'll find out when that character is not an actual bear. Robbie. So Robbie's going to remove it by 3 turns, and then that way when we go into this stage against BEGE, we can actually remove the rest. So against BEGE, he is a strength unit, obviously. He does bind our left-hand side for, I think, 8 turns, so that is actually going to go down to 5 with sockets. So what we're going to do first is we're going to use our Robbie special. Robbie's going to remove the special bind. With the support of Margaret on pudding, we can actually remove the rest of the bind and give ourselves a full board of quick orbs, which is really, really nice. We have Smoker on this particular team. Smoker is actually going to give us an attack boost 2.5 times for our quick units. We have our boy Neptune here. Neptune's also going to remove damage reduction once we get to past stage 30 as well, which is awesome. Then we've got Sugar to turn everyone into bears. Now, because we turn everyone into bears, we have the super typing of Sugar available, and then we can actually use her super typing to give ourselves an orb buff. And with that, like, BEGE is just getting absolutely clapped. This team should actually do a lot of damage moving forward, and I don't see it having too many issues like in the later stages. I think after stage 30 there is there's damage reduction and threshold, I think, but I may be wrong on that one. That's why I had the trouble support there. So moving on to the next team against the strength variation of BEGE PEZ, we are using a double Sanji pudding team. Now, ideally, using like Sugar as your captain and then having Sanji pudding on the team with a friend Sanji pudding, you're going to be able to put out output a lot more damage. But just for the meantime, because like Hina's not essential at all on this team, you can replace Hina with whoever you want. I'm just using her because she's boosted. She's just going to do more damage. But if you have someone like Sugar, you can use Sugar as your captain if you're looking for more damage, and then use Sanji pudding as a sub, bring a friend Sanji pudding. But for the meantime, for me, I'm just using Sanji pudding as I just really cannot be bothered looking for friend captains without it. So on stage 2 against Monet, we are going to get special bound. We can switch with our VV Rebecca V2 to actually remove that, but it's really not that big of a deal, as we can just sort of take out Monet with normal attacks, and then we can remove the special bind on the third stage. On the third stage, we come up against BEGE. He is going to bind our left hand side for, I think it's 8 turns, which will go down to 5 with sockets, and he gives us a full board of empty orbs. So we're going to switch back with our VV Rebecca V2, so that way we can get the chain multiplier mechanic. We can remove the bind and the special bind with their special, as well as giving ourselves a 2 times attack and orb boost to our cerebral units. We can then use our Shirishiri special to get a chain buff mechanic, give ourselves a full board of rainbow orbs, and then we can literally just finish it off with our Sanji and Pudding special. Now, you can use both Sanji Pudding specials if you want to get the 2, like, both 5 times captain multipliers, but like, in the early stages, it's really not going to matter. So, Chiffon and Hina are both replaceable on this team. If you don't have them, don't stress. They're just here because they're boosted and they're going to just be doing more damage. So moving on to the next variation, we come up against the int team, or the int version of BEGE PEZ. And the first team I had built for you guys is actually utilizing double V3 Boa. Now, you could probably use Roger as a friend captain as well, but shout out to my boy Maliek, who's actually in chat at the moment, with his Limit Break keyed Boa. Boa's really, really good for this fight, because Boa actually gives you cooldowns with her special, which is just going to be like super, super nice. So on stage 2, we actually come up against Warple. Warple's an int unit, which is super nice. He has defense up for 4 turns. So what we're going to do on this particular turn is we're actually going to switch with our Shirashari to get the overheal mechanic. We're going to pop our friend Boa special to get the healing, so that way we can get the 5 times multiply moving to the next stage. We're also going to remove the defense up with Robbie. Robbie's going to give us a, sorry, not Robbie, Summertime Robin. She's going to give us a full board of Psy Orbs, but with the Super Type Wing of Boa, we're going to get that anyway. And then after that, we can basically just take out Warple easy peasy. Now, I do have Hina on this team for color affinity, but someone did mention in the comments, you can actually use Jinbei, the treasure map Jinbei. This is another really, really good option for you guys if you're looking for another color affinity booster, as he's also 2 times color affinity. On the final stage against BEGE PEZ, they are going to reverse our specials for 3 turns. That goes down to 2 with preemptives. I just realized that you can't actually use the Boa special. I'm an absolute monkey. I'm an actual donkey, chat. I'm an actual donkey. Because Boa doesn't reverse her own specials. Ugh. I guess we could probably just, like, stall it out, right? I totally didn't even think. I thought it was oh, I'm in such a spin. Like, what's he gonna do? Like, special sealers. Okay. Alright, so after being like a total spoon, I decided to just stall out the 2 turns of special reverse, and it seems like we're going to be okay. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to pop our Boa special. Boa is going to give us the cooldowns, which is kind of annoying because we could have used that earlier. Then we're going to use the Shirashari special. Shirashari is going to give us a full board of Rainbow Orbs. Unfortunately, we can't remove that slot bind, but we do have some slot bind limit breaks on our units, so we can get around it that way. And then finally we can use the special of Law to get an Orb buff. We have a Chain Lock with Law, we have a Chain Buff with Shirashari, Color Affinity with Hina, and then a 2.5 times attack boost with our girl Boa. And with that, like, we should be able to just destroy BEGE. There's a lot of damage, even just with 3 units that have orbs. But I'll have to have a look and see if there's another way to actually guarantee us the special reverse. A bit annoying though. Alright, so for the second team against the int variation of BEGE PEZ, I did have to modify it a little bit. I did actually have to take off Shanks' crew and replace it with the treasure map Garp. Now, because I didn't actually take into consideration the special reverse, we do need a way around that. So Garp, because our captain is a cerebral and a fighter unit, we can actually get 2 turns of cooldown with his special, as we have one of the base classes and one of the secondary classes being cerebral, and then fighter and shooter being the base classes. If you guys, well, you guys should have Garp. He's free to play. Unfortunately, he will not get boosted from the special of Vivi and Rebecca. And another option for you guys is actually utilizing the Nami that came out with Luffy and Sanji. Unfortunately for me, I'm using the support of Onami on Sanji Pudding to remove the defense up on this particular stage against Warple, so I actually can't do that. But if you are doing that, you can use that Nami as long as you have double special activation. So on this particular stage against Warple, we are going to pop our Sanji and Pudding special, Pudding special that is. That way we can actually get color affinity as well as set the defense to 0. Now, setting the defense to 0, it's probably not essential. You could probably just burst through it, to be honest. I don't really know how high that actual defense up is, but I mean, just setting defense to 0 just makes things a lot easier on this particular stage. On to the final stage against BEGE PEZ. They are an int unit, obviously. They have full immunity and they give us normal attacks only. They're going to roll our specials back by 2 turns, which is actually very annoying because Garb's actually going to give us an attack buff now too. But that's okay. So we're going to use our Garb special here. Garb is going to give us a full board of orbs as well, which is actually really nice. He gives us an attack buff and rolls our specials forward, which is excellent. We can then use our switch with our Shirashari, so we do have color affinity. And then that way we can get a chain buff mechanic, as well as remove the paralysis and get a full board of rainbow orbs. We can then use the switch ability and special of Vivi and Rebecca to get a chain multiplier buff, as well as a 2x orb buff. And then we can finish it off with color affinity for our fighters and our cerebral units. Now, because Sanji pudding is super effective against all types, that color affinity being 2.25 is just going to be so good on literally every single stage. As I mentioned, if you guys don't have that Garp finished for whatever reason, you can use that Nami and try and burst through the defense up. And moving on to the final variation now, we come up against the Psy version of BEGE PEZ. And for the first team, I am using a hybrid Halloween Shanks and Halloween Law team. Now, Halloween Law is really, really good for this fight, mainly because you can just remove the Despair with his captain ability. And then with the super typing of Halloween Shanks, we can actually get around the block orb mechanic, which is really, really nice. So on stage 1, we come up against Chopper. He's going to give us our specials as we are running Cerebral Slashes. And I think the other one was Fighter. I actually just missed it, but it is what it is. We're just going to take out these turtles and move on to the next stage. And on the second stage, we come up against... we got the Law Interrupt. Okay. So Law basically does the same things as whatever the second stage does. And on this particular fight, we get a full board of recovery and tandem slot. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to use our Zoro special. Zoro's going to give us an attack buff, as well as turn all of those orbs into matching, which is really, really nice. And then we can actually just use our Law special to get the carryover of the orb buff. The big reason we want to use Law special here is so that way we can actually get the 2.5 times orb buff moving into the next stage with the clock mechanic. It's just way better than the perfect carryover in my opinion, but the fact you can stack both of them is really, really nice. On the final stage against BEGE, he is going to give us normal attacks only. He has full immunity. He glooms our captains, which gets removed because we are using our friend Halloween Law, and he gives us a full board of block orbs. So what we actually want to do on this particular stage is we're going to use our Halloween Mihawk special. He's actually going to give us an attack buff to our int characters. Then we can use the super typing of Halloween Shanks to give us a full board of orbs. Now, Law is also going to give us a full board of orbs as well, which is really nice. But the big reason Law is here is so we can actually get the chain lock mechanic. With the chain lock mechanic and the chain buff that Shanks or Halloween Shanks can provide, as well as the color affinity, it's just going to help us do so much damage. And as you can see, we've already got a 3.8 times chain lock in. Halloween Shanks being boosted, he just does a lot of damage. A lot of damage. So that was the first int team. Works like an absolute dream. And the final team of the video is against the Psy variation. And once again, we are using double Sanji and Pudding. Now, with this particular team, I actually think this team's going to do fairly well. And should have a lot of damage output, provided we do our switches and stuff in the right order. That is the downside to this particular team. It is a little bit finicky, as we do need our captains to be quick, so then that way we can get the buffs from our Chiffon and from our Galette. So that is something that we need to take into consideration. On to stage 2, we come up against Neko. Now, Neko gives us a full board of T&D and recovery orbs. So what we're actually going to do on this particular stage, we're going to switch with our Nami and Robbie and stockpile those orbs. We can then use our Chiffon special, as our captain is Free Spirit, or I think it's Free Spirit, Cerebral, or Fighter, or something like that. And then we can switch with our Sabo Koala. So that way we can get a color affinity buff on this particular stage. On this particular stage against Neko, we shouldn't have any issues taking him out. You could probably use one of the Sanji Pudding specials. Probably the friend captain would be the best way to go about it, as you do want your captain to be quick to get the 3 times chain lock from Galette on this particular stage. So on this particular stage against, what's his name? Actually, no, you don't want to use the Sanji Pudding special because you need to switch to remove the gloom. Against BEGE PEZ on this particular stage, we are going to use our Sabo Koala special. Sabo and Koala are actually going to give us a full board of block orbs. They're going to manipulate a full board of block orbs and give us an attack buff to our Cerebral and Free Spirit units. Then we can use our Galette special. Galette is actually... Oh, Nami and Robin don't have the cooldowns. Damn. I did not think of that. Because Nami isn't... That's really annoying. So we're going to have to change Nami and Robin on this particular team for another orb booster. Man, I thought I big brained that. I mean, you could definitely just stall out on the first 2 turns. You could definitely just stall out and get the special for them. Because the 2.5 times orb buff is actually just going to be so significant on the final stages. I think that's probably what I might do when things start to get a little bit more tricky. But fortunately, we just are off their special. I thought with the Galette special I could actually get there, but fortunately it's just not meant to be. But I think maybe with the Brûlé support on Nami and Robin, we could actually get around that and actually get the full cooldowns with this particular team. But for the sake of the video, we are just going to finish it off here. We're going to take out BEGE. Easy peasy, no issues. Even without an orb boost, we're doing like 39 mil. So this team has a lot of damage. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to go down there and belt that like button for me. And if you are new to my channel, hit that big red subscribe button too. Guys, good luck in Kizuna. Do your best. Try and get as many rewards as you possibly can. There's a lot of very good limit break materials, skulls and stuff for Super Evolution Pluses, and a lot of good tablets as well. But wherever you are in this beautiful world, guys, make sure to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Later!